All right, so here's how to skin a muskrat. First, you want to make sure it's mostly dry. It's a little wet yet, so just take yourself a piece of old newspaper, dry it off. Using old pieces of newspaper works great. One place you really want to make sure it's dry is in between the front arms. That tends to be one of the last places to dry. This one was caught in 110, so you can kind of see where the line is here. It's a little bit wetter there too yet. So we'll get it all dried out. Then just comb it out, brush it out, make sure there's nothing in its fur, no plant or base material or anything that was in the water when it got caught. So now it's good and combed out and clean and dry. So first thing first, take a pruners and just snip the front feet off. All right, so now we're gonna take it. This is a automotive clamp. If you do any automotive work or know anything about it, you'll recognize these clamps. You can use any kind of clamping system or any way you want to hold it. I'll put the tail in there, and now I'll pull the foot out in a straight line. So muskrat fur, you do a straight line from the heel of the muskrat to the tail, because the fur is flowing this way on the belly, and on the back it's flowing this way as well. So you want to find a point where the hair meets and comes together like that. So right here is that line, and it's almost pretty much a straight line between the heel of the foot to the tail. So I'm going to come in here and go right to the tail. So just follow it all the way up and go up the side of the tail. Let's see. And just go up just a little bit into the tail, not much, just a little bit. And then when you're boarding it, it's always nice to have everything nice and clean and square. So instead of just coming around the leg and popping it off, I like to cut around the leg. So I'll just come in here with my knife. And it doesn't take much, it's pretty thin skin already. But just come in underneath and go right around the leg. Just like that. So now it's all cut around the leg. So now I just take it out, flip it over, and pull the leg tight. And the same thing, you go right down from the heel, and you go straight to the base of the tail, and just follow it right in. There's no certain kind of goofy cuts on here. You just want to go straight. And when you'll stretch it, you'll see it'll come out real nice. So now we've got the opening cut done. Now I'm using just this pelting knife. It makes a nice, for these muskrats, it's nice and small. There's different sizes of these you can get, but this is just a 2-inch, and it works real nice for getting in there. So now just set it down on the table, and then we'll get to working it. All right, so we're gonna just come in here. I like to set it on its belly and come in on one side of the tail, on the side towards me. And I just take my finger and work above any muscle and right above the back, and just come through, work across, and pop out the other side. So now I just stick my thumb in and I start working it around, just loosening up any muscle that's on the leg. And we'll cut around this leg like we did on the other side. Just cut around it, make sure it's all open up so it's nice and square. And just come around and see when you're pulling this, you can pull it back with one hand and pull the muscle ahead with your thumb, and it loosens all it up. Now when you come to the belly, you want to be careful. You don't want to be ripping these bellies open. It's just a hassle. It doesn't matter if it happens, but it's more of a hassle. So I come in here and I take my thumb and I just scrape along the fur and push down. Scrape along the skin and push down on the belly. So I just work my way across real easy like. And just like I did on the back, I'll pop out the other side and pull that free a little bit. And then just come around this leg. Pull that right open, hold the muscle down, pull back. And now I'm through. So now we'll take your knife and we'll just skin just up the tail just a little bit. And I leave just about a 1/4 inch of the actual tail skin for penning purposes. So now I just come in here and I loosen up the back just a little bit, just so it's open. Flip it over. And now when you're cutting, I'm going to do the same thing I just did, but on the belly side. You're going to have the intestine that runs to the butthole. Just cut right through it. Cut straight across and come up the tail just a little bit like we did on the other side. Now, this is where you're going to run into some problems. It's very thin membrane right here that covers up the stomach. So just be careful working it and try not to rip it open here. Now, once we got it worked just a little ways, I'll just grab the back legs and pull. And it's going to come, just watch it. It might start ripping. And here it's coming, the skin is the membrane of the stomach is coming with. So I'll just make a slight cut just so you're not pulling that with and it doesn't rip it open. Here we're still good. So just keep pulling and we'll pull it right off. So now we get to the front legs. You can see the leg here. And now that we cut them off, we can come in right above the leg and just pop our thumb through and that leg will pull off and you'll have a really nice leg out there. No big hole. We can do the same to the other leg. We'll pop our thumb in there. You can see the leg. Just pop our thumb through. Pull it off. Okay. So now, as you're working up the head, the first thing you're going to come to is the ears. You can see where this muscle comes off the back. This is the skull here where there's no muscle. And if you come right beside it, you're going to get to the ear. Right there, you can see the white cartilage of the ear. Just cut right through it. We've cut a nice small hole. We're only about a 1/4 inch in front of the shoulder here. We cut a nice small hole. So I'll do the same on the other side. Get that ear freed up, and we'll pull it ahead just a little bit. Now, before I get to the eyes, we're just gonna get the sides loosened up here. There's a little bit of cheek meat. Now the eyes, if you look on the head, there's this white spot where there's a little bit of whitiness right above the eyes, kind of like the eyebrows. So once you get to this whiteness, I just come down right to the end of it, and that's where the eye is going to be. So I'll just cut like that, and make sure you cut all the way through. Once you get it open, you got to make sure you cut the other side too. So you can see I cut the nice small eye hole. We'll do the same on this side. See, now I've got it opened up. Now I want to make sure I follow all the way through and get to the other side of the eye and get this eye opened up. Just like that. So now it's pretty simple after this. You just come down, just go around the head, just keep working around the head. And as I'm pulling or holding it with my left hand here, I am right-handed, so I'm going to have the right hand in my, or the light knife in my right hand, obviously. And I'm going to take my left hand and just pull and push. I'm pulling on the skin by pushing, squeezing together and pushing it out of its casing. So we've got past the eyes here just a little ways. Now, I don't know if you can see this. There's just this little patch of white. It's kind of a bristly thing. That's the side of its mouth. So I'm just going to come in and stick my knife right through it and cut it open. Same on this side. Just cut it open. And then we're just going to work around the bottom jaw. Now come back up to the nose. And it's just take it easy. No need to chop the nose off. You just keep working it around. Work anything that's any whisker muscles that are hanging on. Get to the bottom jaw worked off. So you can see we got it open now. All cut open. And now just a little bit more of the whiskers and you cut it off. Now there's your completed muskrat. Next we'll be fleshing it.